Week at Twisted Oz Motorcycle with Jerry Ottaway and Bart Grullinger. Bart, this is your 1960 Harley?
Yes, Harley-Davidson built topper scooters from 1960 to 1965. It has a small DKW motor in it. They got the motor in war reparations after World War II, put him in a small motor, the Harley S, made a 125. This actually has a 165 in it. It's a two-cycle motor. They thought they wanted to compete with Vespas and Lambrettas and Cushmans, which are being very popular all over the world. People needed transportation, couldn't afford cars, so they're getting into scooters. Harley thought they'd jump on the bandwagon. This is an American-made motorcycle. Some people think AMCA made it. They actually built this in Milwaukee. It's all SAE, it's not metric. 1959 was they first started building them. They didn't buy AMCA, which was their more popular, the models to follow. Didn't purchase that till 61, so it's American made. They weren't very popular. You can imagine these selling next to the big twins in the stores. Everybody made fun of them. They never caught on. What made this a little more special than maybe the Vespa, easier to ride, it had a scoot-away transmission, which means it's just a variable belt drive transmission. You just cracked the throttle and went. It had a pull start like a lawnmower, so it's easy to fire up. Anybody could ride them. Run about 45 miles an hour. Clearly faster than this Salisbury over here, which Jerry owns. When we rebuilt this, we had a race. He made fun of this thing, thinking it was the ugliest Harley they ever built. That may be true, but in any case, he thought his Salisbury was faster. And we had a race one day, and we blew the doors off the Salisbury.
Now, there were several scooters in that race, wasn't there?
Well, there was a Vespa, but a Vespa was a 1970s model. It was a 3-speed transmission, and when he got into third, he passed all of us.
It didn't count.
It didn't count. We disqualified him, even though he took the trophy home. We didn't have the heart to take the trophy away from him, so he took the trophy home that day. But this particular model, they never came this color. This was blue and white when I got it. It was pretty rough, but we painted it like the Indianapolis 500. You can see it on the side. This was used at the Indianapolis 500 as a service vehicle. They just used to check gates around the perimeter, so it had 12,000 miles on it, but it was really just a service vehicle to run around the grounds as opposed to driving a truck.
So the rumor that this was the pace bike is not true.
It's not exactly correct. It was on the grounds, and it wasn't painted like this. I thought it should have looked like this had they actually painted it themselves. So, but it's a fun little motorcycle, runs well. It's squirrely. You get over 40 miles an hour, it's very squirrely because you don't really have your feet wrapped around it. But it was good running little scooter.
Well, guys, thank you very much for the information. I did figure this was probably an Italian-made motorcycle. It's interesting to find out that it was an American-made topper.
All built here in the States.
Jerry, Bart, thank you guys. Jerry, do you have anything to add to the wonderful story?
I'd like to invite everybody to the Twisted Oz Museum. It's just about 15 miles east of Wichita. We have 150 some motorcycles on display. We have 42 different brands of motorcycles, different makes. And we also have over 24 motorcycles that were built prior to 1920, starting out with a 1905 Indian. We've got a 7 Indian, an 8 Reading Standard, 9 Yale, and goes on up. So
Wonderful museum.
Guys, Bart, Jerry, thank you very much. Jerry, we'll see you next week.
Okay. Thanks, Kelly.